What's up, everybody? How you doing? Bobby Simmons is in the building. And as you can see, in the place to be, sitting directly next to me, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only Charisse Mills in the building. There she is.
Hey
She is here, and I thank her so much for coming in the building with me. First of all, I'm going to say congratulations because we know this song, Champion, is about the right about now. I'm counting the numbers, so I see it right now in the top 100. Is at top is top 40 right now. I'm calling it. I'm calling it.
That's awesome.
And we're gonna get the people to call it too. And that's a new single that's out right now. But I tell you what, you got a few minutes to hang with me?
Yes, let's hang.
Charisse is gonna hang in the building with me. I don't want y'all to disappear nowhere because y'all gonna find out not only is she a singer, but she's a singer. We're going to find it out and who she worked with and a lot of people she's done some work with. So don't disappear. We'll be right back. Don't move. Check it! Thanks for coming back, everybody. I'm still in the building with my special guest, Charisse Mills is in the house.
Hey.
And for those who don't know who Charisse Mills is, I'm going to tell you. Well, actually, I'll let you tell them. Please give us a little bit about your background as a writer and some of the people you work with.
Well, you know, I went to Manhattan School of Music where I studied musical theory. So before you even get to the lyrics of your music, you have to understand why music makes you feel the way you do.
Exactly.
So the cadences of each beat note actually also helps you figure out what you want to say because it makes you feel a certain way. So understanding that part of that element of music is so important because sometimes people don't realize why you feel that way. It's not because of what's being said. That's why a lot of music out right now is really jibber jabbish, but you still enjoy it.
Oh my
but
goodness.
You still enjoy it because the music itself, the production of it, still makes you feel good.
Your background in singing and music is opera. Am I correct? You know, because that's how I know you. And I'm going to keep it 100 because people know I'm always into new music and who's on the scene. But it was my partner, Daddy-O, who put me on to you with your new song.
Shout out to Daddy-O.
Yes, no doubt. Champion, which is a song that I love. I mean, seriously, I really do. I love the song. I love the idea of the song and the concept of the song. And you made the combinations between hip-hop and opera. And you call it?
Popra.
How did you even, what gave you the idea to even combine the two?
Well, I wanted something that represented me, and I didn't want to give up my training.
Right.
So I wanted something that you can actually relate to. And I wanted people to understand that music is not just what's popular, but the history behind it.
Exactly. Now did you, with the way things are going in the music industry today, did you at one point feel like, okay, should I even try this? Because people really not ready for this, so should I stick with the regular because you know how the record industry is. We need something that radio, it has to be a radio record and you have to compete with the such and such.
I get it all the time.
Please explain to us how you even feel about that, because there's a lot of future people out there, female singers or even R&B male singers, who think that trying to be different is not the time to do that right now.
You know, unfortunately, maybe 2 years ago, it was even harder. Now with social media, it's easier to be yourself and try to be accepted, because the easiest way labels would want you to do things is be like this, not be you.
Right.
You know, so it was a very difficult thing for me to do, but I wanted to stay true to who I am, and I didn't want to be like someone. I had idols and I had people that I looked up to, but I didn't want to be like, I wanted to be Charisse Mills.
Right, exactly.
So I found a way to just be me.
Right.
And yes, it came with obstacles. Labels and CEO friends of mine that are in the music business were like, well, you need to create it and come back to me. Because I went to them and I'm like, listen, I want to do this. And they're like, well, I have no clue how that sounds. You know, develop yourself and come back.
Right. Now how hard is that for you to continue to try to convince people, and particularly I'm sure they were your friends, and say, hey man, don't you believe in me? Don't you think that this is something that you can take along with me and we can really, this could be the next big thing that everybody else can follow?
Those days of them developing artists are long gone.
Oh yes.
They don't take the time. Your biggest idols today are people that actually were developed. Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Prince, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, they were developed. They didn't just have the talent.
Right.
They were trained. They went to school. They had, voice lessons, choreograph lessons, speech to know how to speak during interviews.
Yes,
no one taught me how to take the interviews like this. I'm doing this on my own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they expected that to happen, and that's how they were able to break records and do these things. Now, no, you got to come developed. You got to come ready. And if you're not, then, on to the next. That's developing themselves.
Exactly.
There's no budget in developing artists nowadays.
Right.
But some new artists don't realize the time and energy it takes to develop yourself. It's going to take some work. You have to put in that work in order to really go out there. I've been doing this now for a few years.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because you actually really handle yourself. You're like a self manager, a self PR,
now I'm so grateful. I'm actually working with someone that's assisting me, Lizzie Grubman.
Great, yes.
And I'm at that point in my life now. I need someone to take over all the hard work that I've built. And what not better than a strong woman in the game that has a great team around her and a great name too. So shout out to Lizzie Grubman.
Yes, Lizzie, and thank you for this too, Lizzie, because I definitely once I heard it, I was like, get her over here before she leaves. What does 2019 look for you?
What I would really like for it to look for me is I would like the record to be on a global or national campaign. Whether it be commercial, whether it be in the sporting arenas, whether it be politically. I want it to touch people from now till 20 years from now.
Right.
So that's where I see Champion. And if it can get across the board through this interview or through my Good Day New York performance.
That's right. Yes, that's right. I was like,
anything else that comes along the way, I just hope I can touch thousands and thousands of hearts while I'm doing this.
Real quick, tell us what even inspired you to write that song, Champion?
Well, I wanted to do a positive record, and I have a really good team of people that I work with from day one. I have a writer named Julian Believe. He's from the Bahamas, Caribbean too. I'm from Trinidad, so I always try to bring along those who have been with me from day one along any major project. So at first, when I wrote this record, Champion, with him, I just wanted to do something that will change the world because of the things that we're going on right now with all the racial problems, the police brutality, women's equality. I was like, I need something that'll uplift people.
Right.
So I flew him in from the Bahamas to work with me and one of my really good friends, Broadway. His name is Andrew Williams. He goes by Broadway. He's a producer here in New York. We came to New York about a year ago and we made this record, amongst another record too. It's also a really good record.
Okay, all right.
It's called Beautiful America. It's both on that same realm of making something positive to inspire people because we're losing hope.
Yes.
Not in just within the political world, but just ourselves and what we want as people.
Yeah.
So I wanted something like that. So we came up with this record actually in my best friend's living room. She's sitting right here, Champion.
You get a cut, right? All right. For the living room.
Well, listen, shout out to Jasmine. She did this hair and makeup.
By the way, you look fantastic too. And
thank
I'm gonna let you finish your point, but I've seen your photo work. Your. Because I said, are you modeling too? Are you doing all of that? You just got your hands in everything.
Lizzie is working on me getting a modeling contract. So shout out to all those talent agencies because I'm gonna be working on getting a deal.
And the song Champion is definitely, to me, and hopefully to everybody else, will be loud and it will be heard. Because again, like you just said, and you was finishing up, where music is not the same no more. It heals. It definitely does. Because I know when I was a child and I was growing up, hearing Marvin Gaye's was going on, it kind of opened me up to like really, to understand what this man was not only singing about but talking about.
Absolutely.
And I guess, and this was also the birth of hip hop. What led a lot of other people, myself, to bring more positivity through our music.
Yes.
And that's a song that I'm just saying myself that I love it. And I'm not telling you, because if I didn't like it, I'd be like, yo, it's all right. What's the rest of the album sound like? I don't care what the rest of the album sound like. That song if it's sparing this album off that you're going to put out and put together, then you don't have to sell me nothing else because I already know exactly what direction you're going to. But actually, so now you actually got some things because I know you're getting ready to leave. You're going to LA. You're getting ready to do some things out there. Please don't tell me you're doing reality television.
No,
Okay,
even though
good.
they've contacted me, and I have done some things in the past, like a small appearance and trying to get my music out there because being independent, I'm trying to put my foot in the door any way I can, you know? But I really want to do my own reality show if I have to do reality.
Right.
Because I don't want anyone to portray me in a way that I don't want to be portrayed with, hence the reason why I'm an independent artist.
Exactly.
Because the same thing, when you work with a record label, they control the way you are, your image, how you come out as an artist, everything. Same thing with reality TV shows.
Yes.
If you don't have creative control or any sort of ins with the production team, they can portray you in any way they want.
Especially
You can
like-
say, I love New York, and then you say, not really going to the movies, and they'll put, I do not like New York. They'll
Exactly.
change your words.
Yes. You've been listening to Prince a lot, haven't you?
Let me tell you, I love
Because
my idols.
you sound like how Prince talked when he because remember he was trying to explain to everybody in music and even rappers that you can do this on your own.
Yes.
Not saying that the way the companies is doing it not right. That's just their way, but you have your way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And not to say you're on your own, because you still need a strong backbone of friends and family and a team, but you can still have creative control. You can still make decisions. It's very important, I'm going to tell young aspiring artists to understand the business of what you're doing, because if you cannot understand the business of it, then you're not going to make it successfully, because people will take from you. Not to say you won't make it, but you see a lot of artists are broke now or struggling because they don't understand the business end of things and get screwed in contracts, get screwed in people around them taking from them and not realizing that that's not what's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the bottom line. If you understand the business end of things, also the creative end of things, then it's a win-win situation.
Yeah,
and at least you're doing it for the right reasons.
Exactly. And I know you're doing it for the right reasons. Why did you decide to combine the two instead of just doing straight up opera? Because that's your background. Are you abandoning opera, or will we be hearing you do like traditional opera songs or singing opera, music in the future?
You know, it's so funny that you said that, because a lot of people ask me that, and when people hear me sing just straight opera, they're like in awe now. But back in the day, when I was fresh out of college, I didn't fit it.
Right.
I was either too young, too slim. My voice was too big for the way I looked. It was too grown. You know what I mean? But now that music has changed and I've gotten a little older in a sense of maybe opera's not as popular. So they're like, oh, you got to do opera. It's not so popular anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? But so back then I said, I want to do something that really shows me and all the hard work that I did, because I started doing classical music very late in the game. In my 11th grade year in high school, my choir director, Stephen Kaplan, got me into singing opera music, classical music. And he introduced me to a well-known Armenian singer named Anita Darian. And she got me ready for music school within a year and a half. Mind you, most people are raised around this from young. They took piano lessons, voice lessons, you name it. I didn't do all of that. So I feel like one day the Lord just switched it on and said, this is what you're going to do.
Right. So it sounds like you just sponged up everything. You're a fast learner.
Right. So I was like, I'm not going to give that up just because I don't look like your typical opera singer. I don't dress like your typical opera singer. I don't sound like your typical. So I'm like, you know what? I sound like me.
Right.
And however that's going to portray it, yes. You saying, am I going to ever go back to singing opera? Yeah. I just can't go straight in the door and say, hey, opera and a little bit of pop. So I got to give them what the people would like to hear.
Right.
You know, so eventually I'm going to open the door more and the bridge gap more by doing, say, a whole opera song and a pop hook. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely wide open to combine.
Think of Phantom of the Opera
exactly.
or one of my favorite movies, The Fifth Element.
There you go. There you go.
Everyone wants me to do a record like The Alien.
Right. Yeah. See? Y'all hear that? Look at Rick. Rick smiling. He like, really? She do sing opera? Yes, she does. And that's a beautiful thing. Well, I sing opera too.
You do?
What, girl?
Come now, let me hear something.
Girl, I can kill some opera. You want me to do something right now for you?
Let's go.
I'm going to do an opera for her right now. I can only sing when I want to hum something and you try to figure it out. But to really sing, now I leave that to the professionals. And I will say this before I let you go, because you're a truthful person. Me personally, because I've heard you sing, I think that you're as an artist that's new today, sound really better than some of the artists that are out today. That's just coming from me.
Thank you.
You don't have to co-sign that you sound better than Ciara. You don't have to co-sign that.
Listen, I'm all about women empowerment. So
I'm about women empowerment too.
Any woman in the business.
Charisse, I'm about women empowerment too.
Ciara's a bad chick, okay?
Charisse,
okay.
I'm about women empowerment too. But I'm telling you.
I appreciate your opinion. I'm going to sip on this tea.
So I'll leave it alone now. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule, because she's out of here tomorrow, head out to L.A. I thank you so much. I really appreciate the fact that you're doing your own thing your way. And I want you to continue to do it your way, because that's what's going to make you shine. Everybody, please purchase. I'm going to have her do it. The song Champion. Tell them where to go get it.
They don't want to see us celebrate.
That's right.
No light, just darkness.
Yes, yes.
But you know that we are the ones. Yeah, we know that we are the ones. Go buy that Champion record, you guys.
That's right. Support it. It's a beautiful song. And once again, it's an empowerment song for everybody.
Yes.
We need to make a change, y'all, and let music heal us, because we need that right now.
Thank you.
Charisse, thank you so much for coming here, taking the time to talk to me. We're going to continue to show us some love. Other than that, Bobby Simmons will be right back. Don't move. Check it!